Inside of the Republican Party, there has been a battle for ideological and monetary control. All right, at the end of the day, those are the two things that matter the most. So the ideological control that fight has usually been won by conservatives, people like Phyllis Schlafly, who have gone out of their way to be on the committee that creates the platform, the Republican Party platform. Bob Dole, remember Bob Dole? Not President Dole, alienated a massive portion of the Republican base, including me, when he said in 1996, I don't have to do what the platform says. Basically said, I don't care what the platform says. I'll do what I want. Poor move. Poor move. There was no President Dole. So we have Paul Ryan. Now, you've got the ideology and you've got the money, those two things. Donald Trump, up until now, has not been looking for fat cat donors. So the money did not matter to him. He wasn't being bought. He wasn't frantically spending time on the phone like these candidates are, asking for money. I've been a candidate 2 times, seriously 2 times. Once in 1998 for the U.S. House, and once in 2006 running for the state Senate of Florida against Jim King in a state race. An enormous amount of time. Oh, and I ran for president in 2012 just to try and give Obama a black eye and run ads showing aborted babies, which we did very successfully. Almost $1 million we raised for that in those races. So it's so hard to raise money. It's so consuming. It's just, there was one time where I was raising money for a friend of mine. He was running for the U.S. House in Ohio. And I spent 2 days. I had 3 people with me, 2 telephones. And they would dial the phone, and it would go back and forth from phone to phone. And they would try and get one person on the phone and say, Randall will be right with you. Please hold. And I would be talking to somebody else, just begging for money. Please give Joe money. He needs your help. He has a chance to win. Hang up. Thank you so much. We can count you for $500. Okay, click. Yes, hi, this is Randall. Thanks for holding. I really appreciate all you've done in the past. Joe needs your help. Can we count on you for $1,000? Don't talk. Listen. Okay, thank you so much. Or I understand these are tough times. We'll at least keep them in your prayers. So you just go through this over and over and over, and it is so draining and it is so distasteful. And you ought to try it. Try it for an hour where you just call people or go face to face and just ask for money. It's rough. Donald Trump has almost nobody on his plane. No huge staff. He's not sitting there dialing the phone. I need money, I need money, I need money. He's drinking, some kind of a fancy water or juice out of a fancy glass while he buckles his gold-plated buckles on Trump 1. There's a portion that is of the stress that he just has not had to deal with, okay? Then there's the ideological question. Well, Trump has dotted most of the I's and crossed most of the T's. Pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, wants judges like Anton Scalia. Where he has left the plantation is on trade and on the wall. Because McCain wanted to grant amnesty to all these people because McCain's rich buddies at the Better Business Bureau want cheap labor, and they don't want to have federal investigators coming in finding out if all these employees are legal. So this was about fat Republican moneyed people wanting cheap labor, give them amnesty. Donald Trump says, oh no amnesty, build a wall. And you're really, really wealthy people who have multiple planes, multiple boats, multiple mansions, who are at the top of a corporate food chain that is outsourcing American jobs to the Pacific Rim. Okay, China, Korea, wherever. And Trump said, no, I believe in free trade, but I believe in smart trade. And then he's threatening companies that go to Mexico with a tariff, or he's threatening China with a tariff. So he has broken rank with the inside of the Republican establishment, not just with personalities like the Bushes and Lindsey Graham and all that, but he doesn't have the pressure of finances on him. And the places where he is not in sync with the Republican Party platform or with what the Republican leaders really want, most of the people want what he wants. He stomped the opposition and said, build a wall. He has stomped the opposition while saying that he's going to punish China or punish Mexico, or companies like Carrier that go to Mexico, they're going to pay. Even though the average American says, all right, I get it. If you do that, I'm ultimately the one paying it. I mean, we're going to pay the tax. We get it. We're not stupid. But we're so disgusted with these jobs going overseas, so disgusted with our plants being shut down, like Paul Nealon in that commercial, that we're ready to join Trump and just rumble, man. Let's see what happens. So Trump has literally, besides the personality fights, he's been able to eliminate the stress of fundraising, and he is with the platform on the conservative issues that matter to many of us, but also he's become very populist and very nationalist, America first, and it's taken a weapon away. It's actually disarmed a lot of the big shot Republicans. They have nothing to hit him with. They would have thought, oh, we can beat him up with this. No, he doesn't need your money. And where he's drifted away from conservative Republican values, according to you guys, the voters agree with him. And now Sarah Palin says, let's bring this fight public. Let's bring this fight really public. I, a former Republican candidate for president, I'm going to try and take out for vice president, I'm going to try and take out a former Republican vice presidential candidate. Palin 2008, Paul Ryan 2012 with Mitt Romney. She's declared open war. And by doing so against Ryan, she's declaring open war on the Republican establishment. It's no longer behind the scenes. Now it's personal. We're going to try and take out your fair-haired boy who replaced John Boehner, because ethically and ideologically, he's part of the problem. So let's canter him. Let's cut him off at the knees and send shockwaves of horror through the Republican Party. Then, when they see Paul Ryan's political head on a pike, then they'll know that they're in real danger. This is civil war. I guess Paul Nealon is Captain America. Does that make Sarah Palin Black Widow?